Hello everyone, my name is Sophie and welcome back to another video. Do you ever yearn for times past? Like 2015, like the 24th of February 2015? That's when The Deal by Elle Kennedy was published. A contemporary romance book like any other. But for some reason this is getting an adaptation on Amazon, so I read it. I'm not sure how these things get decided behind the scenes, and it's something I'm curious about, because to me this book read like any other contemporary romance that's with a hockey player and a girl and they fall in love, and then there's certain tropes they go after. This one had fake dating in it, and I think they are all so similar that anybody could write this. Peace and love, L. Peace and love. And then it makes me wonder why it was this book that is now in 2025 or 2026 when it's coming out getting an adaptation made. Is it because someone truly read it and thought it was so great that they were like, okay, books are being adapted more again, let's pick this one? Or is it because a writer had the same idea as Elle Kennedy, because anybody could have this idea and they were like, oh, I don't want to be the one that copied Elle Kennedy, even though anybody could come up with it. Let's just say it's an adaptation, but it's just like everyone has the same idea. Elle Kennedy has since published a lot of different books, and on Goodreads I can read you her author profile so you can get a better idea of who this lady is. Elle Kennedy grew up in the suburbs of Toronto, Ontario, and holds a BA in English from York University. From an early age, she knew she wanted to be a writer and actively began pursuing that dream when she was a teenager. Elle currently writes for various publishers. She loves strong heroines and sexy alpha heroes, and just enough heat and danger to keep things interesting. So why is there no alphas in this book? I am the alpha, I am the lead. That's her most recent book, I wonder. Well, oh my god. I wanted to scroll down to the bottom. Can you see how long this keeps going? But I think this also includes translations. Well, I don't know what her most recent book is. Next year there is a book coming out called Love Song on the 17th of March 2026. So that's probably gonna be the most recent one. So this is part of the Off-Campus series, right? They're all standalones but with the same recurring characters. So the production is already ongoing, and I think that they are aiming for, because it's a TV show, but I think they're aiming for more seasons to adapt the other 4 books. It's 5 books in total. I don't know these actors. One of them is called Belmont Kamali, Ella Bride. Well, that's 2. And the third one is Josh Houston. And I feel like I've seen his face before, but I don't know why. I don't know who that man is. Anyway, I don't know when it's coming out, whether it's 2026 or 2027, neither do I care. Since this book came out in 2015, I of course dressed up as 14-year-old Sophie, which is a dark time. I think we were still wearing messy buns, so I tried to do one, and I tried to do no makeup. And the only like college-esque thing I had is this shirt with the stripes on the arm. So that's the explanation for the outfit. Explanation for the sign in the back. It says contract. This is because the book is called The Deal. And so you could say like, where's the contract? They don't have a contract, but also contract for STDs because they're in college. The Deal has almost 1 million ratings on Goodreads and has a 4.2 star average, which is incredible. Incredible. I feel like a lot of people are going to read it now since it's being adapted, which is great because everyone loves mediocrity. There's not much to say about the book. I'll show you. These are my notes. The Deal. It's just, there's nothing more. I don't even know what it says. So that's not very much because it's a contemporary romance and I really don't like contemporary books, but I still wanted to know what it was about, okay? I don't want to miss out. I have FOMO. Another thing about this book is, and I don't know when it happened, the original cover is a petite lady in high-knee socks with a shirt that's similar to mine because of the stripes on the side. Very 2015. You can only assume she is wearing a messy bun and she smiling, looking to the side, and her shirt says traditionally bonjour. You know, 2015 was a time to be alive. With a pfeife around her shoulder. What the fuck? I'm just noticing that now. What is this called in English? Pfeife. I don't know. The thing that you blow into. A whistle! Oh my god, how the fuck did I not know that? What is it called? It looks like it's like on a rope hanging over her shoulder, but now that I'm inspecting this closer, and absolutely like not unnecessarily close, it seems like it's not even, it's like 2 separate things. We have the lady on the bed, and then the whistle in the front. Like, it's two separate elements. They're not connected at all, so that's a little bit confusing. However, of course, there was a cover change into comic figures, because that's a trend. And so I just wonder, like, how often or how frequently should we change the cover to match the times, to go with the trend? Should we just revamp the covers, like, every 5 years? Change them so they are still relevant and, like, marketable? I'm just saying that because it's so different from the original cover. The new cover is like her and her lover hugging, I don't remember their names right now, hugging on the ice and kissing, and him lifting her up in the air because of course he's a hockey player. What is the obsession with hockey players? Another question that I have. I just come to you with many questions. This is just not a Q&A, this is a question video. I'm just asking you questions. I feel like the market for the hockey books is so much bigger than for American football, for example, which is also very American because it has American in the name. Remember that one TikTok drama about the lady that read a hockey book and then she was sexualizing the players and someone was like, that's weird, and then she was crying? It was called something with pucking because it's like fucking, you know? Clever. What do I care? I don't know anything about hockey. And I don't need to because they don't talk about hockey really in these books. Sparsely they talk about it because, you know, one of the main characters is playing hockey, but that's really it. So I don't even need to know. So now that we've gotten all of these questions out of the way, let's talk about the book. What is the deal about? Well, as you can guess from the name, it's about a deal. God forbid I remember what this lady is called. I know the man is called Garrett. Right? Is the female protagonist called Hannah, perhaps? I could imagine that. We'll just go with that. Hannah is boring and there's nothing going on with her. Garrett, however, is a hockey player, and for some reason also, every book I read, it's been two, you know? It's funny that it happened twice. So I just assume that every hockey book is like that. They need to upkeep a grade average in order to be allowed to play hockey, otherwise they'll be benched or whatever. And there's a new professor in one of the classes and she is hard. Garrett is gobsmacked by this and is now confused on how to pass this class. He fails one of the tests and then they have like a retake, I think. That's the issue that he has, right? That he doesn't know what to do because this class all of a sudden got hard. All of the previous semester it was a different professor. I think he died. Now, what to do, right? What to do? Study? Nobody can ace this test, apparently. Hannah, on the other side, she has nothing going on. She got an A. Yeah, there were 2 A's, she got 1. Maybe there was only 1 A. Let's just say there was 1 A, she got it. She is the boss and she has a messy bun and a shirt with bonjour on it. She has a crush on a man in her class who I think he's actually a football player. Now that I was talking about it earlier, now I'm remembering he was a football player. And she just is kind of shy and awkward, you know, like you were in 2015. Everyone was shy and awkward and had a messy bun and a shirt with bonjour on it. She doesn't really know how to approach him and she's just lusting after him from afar. The deal that they end up striking, I'll just tell you right now already, if you can't tell. They fake date in exchange for Hannah teaching Garrett this class and like being his tutor so he can take the exam because he's also of course the captain of the hockey team, so he needs the good grade, and in order for him to get a good grade he's getting tutored by Hannah, and then they're going to pretend to date and then the hottie is going to pay attention to her and they can kiss. That's the plan, which of course is not going to change at all and they're not going to fall in love and have sex. That's the base premise. Okay, now let's see what I wrote down. He really wants her to tutor him so bad that he stalks her to work. That does happen. If you're wondering how her name is actually Hannah. This is how the book starts. He doesn't know I'm alive. For the millionth time in 45 minutes, I sneak a peek in Justin Cole's direction. And he's so beautiful it makes my throat close up. No man has ever been that beautiful, I'm sorry. Not even like Jacob Elordi or someone. Like, I don't know who's beautiful, but I don't. So I should probably come up with another adjective. My male friends insist that men don't like being called beautiful, in italics. But holy hell, there's no other way to describe his rugged features and soulful brown eyes. I wonder if when they change the covers, do they change the misogyny? This was not a misogynistic comment, but just like, it's very 2015 to be like, they don't want to be called beautiful, you know. It's just like we're over that at this point, thankfully. But I wonder if they changed that too. Well, evidently not. I read the book. She also tells her friend who's in the class with her after receiving the grades, she, you know, her friend sees she has an A, and she's like, oh my god, can you show me your test? And then I'll scan and email you. I'm literally holding like the tick, you can't read with me. I'll scan and email you a copy tonight of the test. Even in 2015, we weren't scanning and emailing shit, were we? Like, just take a fucking picture with your phone. The class that he's failing and that Hannah is tutoring him, by the way, is philosophical ethics. There we go, sorry. And they talk about it later when she's tutoring him, and they're kind of talking about, like, the things he has to learn. And it's just like, Immanuel Kant. Like, it's just like basic philosophical theories that he's not getting. But he continues, he's got a C+ in Spanish history. I'm so sorry, okay, but American college is so confusing to me. What do you mean you can just pick classes? Like, I'm sure they have to fit into your major somehow, but he's evidently not majoring in anything that's Spanish history related. Why can't he take a class in Spanish history? But what does it have to do with anything? Normally I have no problem keeping my GPA up. Despite what a lot of folks believe, I'm not a dumb jock. But hey, I don't mind letting people think I am. Women in particular. I guess they're turned on by the idea of screwing the big brawny caveman who's only good for one thing. But since I'm not looking for any— this is 3% in, by the way. Since I'm not looking for anything serious, casual hookups with chicks and that only want my dick suit me just fine. Gives me more time to focus on hockey. That's so true. Like, women don't want intellectual men. They want ooga ooga men. He got it down. But I'm noticing now. Skinny jeans cling to a round, perky ass that just screams squeeze me, and her v-neck sweater hugs a seriously impressive rack. I don't have time to admire either of those appealing visuals because she catches me staring and a frown touches her mouth. This is the first time Garrett is noticing Hannah, and what he notices is her perky ass and humongous rack. Yeah, that's lovely. I love, you know, men. Now, I'm a guy. I don't know the names of half the shit she's wearing. I see white lace and pink bows and lots of skin. And I'm happy. He hooks up with a girl right at the beginning too, so we know that he's a fucker. It's just like the ick that I get from knowing that like a lady sat down and wrote this line is like, ooga ooga, man, bow. So he's establishing in the beginning he's smart and he doesn't mind people thinking he's like a brawny bitch ass loser, and then just keeps on proving that he's a bitch ass loser. I waste no time— this entire sequence is so funny, this is 5% in. I waste no time striding toward her because again, I'm a guy. In italics. I think you're a tad overdressed, she remarks, then grasps the waistband of my jeans. She tucks on the zipper, and a second later my dick springs into her waiting hand. You would not gotta guess what she's gonna say next. I haven't done laundry in weeks, so I've been going commando until I get my shit together. Was that necessary? To like clarify that he's a dirty boy? He's a dirty boy. He's just like raw dogging the jeans. That's crazy. Sweatpants, I would be like, okay, raw dog that shit. Jeans? His balls have like a rash on them. An hour later, Kendall snuggles up beside me and rests her head on my chest. Sorry. Her lingerie and my clothes are strewn on the bedroom floor, along with 2 empty condom packages and the bottle of lube we hadn't needed to crack open. He didn't need to crack open the lube like it's a cold one. He just didn't need it. He makes her so wet. This Kendall lady really wants to be his girlfriend, and he's like, I don't have time for that shit, you know, I don't need a girlfriend. Of course, if Hannah with her humongous rack wants to be my girlfriend, then maybe, but like Kendall, not so much. So after this, we get a tedious back and forth because again, he like, after noticing her rack, he noticed she also got an A, and then he keeps bothering her for a few days, literally stopping her to work and shit, so that she will tutor him in the subject. And in exchange, he's like, okay, I will make him your boy that you want jealous, right? I will pretend like I'm dating you. For my personal liking, he was a little too persistent and a little bit— sorry. It was just too much. He was doing too much to be tutored, and it genuinely, like, the things he was learning, I feel like he could have just Googled Google was a thing in 2015. We have to remember that. Goes to her job to ask her. She's like, no, no. And he's like, I know there's something you want. Everybody wants something. What is it that you want? What is it you want? And then after he agrees to, or she agrees to be tutoring him in his head, because we get double POV, he's like, why does she want something from this football dude? He is such a womanizer. What does she see in him? Blah blah blah. It's like, it's none of your fucking business. First of all, back off. The next thing I'm going to talk about, I'm going to give you guys a little trigger warning, because I completely forgot that this was part of the book until right now. I'm going to very briefly talk about R wording, because that is something that happened to the main female character. I'm not going to go in detail, but the way that it was handled in this book and dealt with felt incredibly weird to me, and genuinely just like a tool that the author used. Hannah's issue is that she can't come. She can't orgasm. And she believes that this is because she was R-worded in the past. And so the whole thing with her and Garrett is he's gonna fuck her so she can come, and then she's fixed, you know? He's gonna make her forget everything. That's ridiculous. I even say that I think that's like 2015 core. It's just the author wanted something dramatic to happen to the main character, so she had like a plot behind it. But using our wording for that feels very insensitive. The first time it's mentioned, it reads like this. I had promised that, but here's the thing. I don't like parties. And then the next sentence is, I was R-worded at the party. And then she keeps going, God, I hate that word, R-word. It's one of the few words in the English language that has a visceral effect when you hear it, like a bone-jarring slap to the face, or the chill of ice water being dumped over your head. It's ugly and demoralizing, and I try so hard not to let it control my life. I've worked through what happened to me, believe me, I have. Well, obviously not, because you can't come. It's like deeply ingrained in you that you cannot come. She had also like a long-term boyfriend that couldn't make her come, and so she's really just like, something's wrong with me, something's wrong with me. Sorry? And the most important lesson I learned is that I'm not a victim, I'm a survivor. That's very true, but it's just used as a plot point and not something that the author wanted to like dive deeper into and explore further and work out with the reader and the main character, so I don't think it was done well. So what had happened is she got roofied at a party and then R-worded, and that is the reason she doesn't like parties and she doesn't go there anymore, because she doesn't accept drinks from anyone, and you can only go to a party if you drink. Yeah. Allie softens her tone when she sees my distressed face. We've done this before, Han. It'll be like all those other times. You'll never be out of my sight, and neither of us will drink a single drop, I promise. Shame tugs at my gut. Shame and regret and a touch of awe, because man, she truly is an incredible friend. She doesn't have to stay sober and remain vigilant just to make me feel comfortable, but she does it every time we go out, and I love her deeply for it. If she was such a great friend and so, well, truly incredible is what she calls her, she wouldn't make you go to a party. The fuck? She's like, this is the best friend ever. Like, she's gonna go to a party with me, which absolutely triggers my memories of the R-wording, and, you know, she's just so great that she then in turn doesn't drink. It's like, don't go to the party at all. The fuck? Why are parties so ingrained in everyone? Just don't go. Just hang out somewhere where it's not a party with the people you want to hang out with. I don't know. Comes up again and again, randomly thrown at you without warning, because apparently Hannah is over it. She's over it, she went to therapy, she's over it. But she does throw it in your face repeatedly. He hates his dad and she's poor is what I wrote down. And also that she's putting up a lot of a fight for genuinely just 1 week of tutoring. For some reason this retake exam is 1 week after the first one. He argues with her for like 2 days to tutor him, and then Tuesdays are already over, and then she tutors him for the 5 days and they fall in love. And after he offers to pay her, she's putting up a really big fight. And she's like, I don't have time for this. It's like, it's literally 5 days. And you're broke. Like, I would say yes. My jaw almost hits the floor. You're seriously going to eat all that? He grins. Of course, I'm a growing boy. Boy? Nuh-uh. I'm only noticing it now, probably because I've been too distracted by how insufferable he is, but Garrett Graham is all man. Anyway. Hope that Justin might notice me. Hope that he might want me. Hope that I might have finally met someone who can make me feel something. Feel in italics. Her ex couldn't make her come, and so now that she has this humongous crush on the Justin dude, she thinks that because she has such a big crush, he's gonna be able to make her come. It's total bullshit if you ask me. How can we be sure that these philosophers who are all long dead would think about Tolbert's hypotheticals. For all we know, they'd evaluate it on a case-by-case basis. Right and wrong isn't black and white. It's more complex than... Then she doesn't continue. They are bothered that in their philosophical ethics class they have to discuss hypotheticals out of the view of past philosophers, and I just want to point towards the fact that those are hypotheticals. So why are we arguing? It's just, you know, it's a weird thing to argue about this class. It's like, you know what you picked, first of all, okay? And they're hypotheticals for a reason. I just never got when you argued about that type of shit. Just do it and shut the fuck up. Then somebody keeps calling Garrett during one of their tutoring sessions, and I think it's the candle girl from the beginning. And he keeps getting distracted by his buzzing phone. Instead of just turning it off, he doesn't turn it off for whatever reason. Then, of course, Hannah takes the phone and texts the girl, "This is Garrett's tutor. You're annoying me. We're done in 30 minutes. I'm confident you can keep your pants zipped until then." Okay. It's just like, this is so 2015 to its core, because that's when it was published, you know? But even back then, I feel like I would have been like, huh? She goes to the bathroom, comes back out, and it says, "When I come out, I find Garrett scrolling through my phone." Why is it unlocked? Why are you leaving your phone when you're going to the bathroom? You don't need a short little Instagram break? And why don't you have a passcode on it? Why can't he just scroll through it? They're slowly falling in love. It also turns out that he hates his dad. Of course, his dad is very abusive. Just like in any hockey book, the dad is always abusive. They make out to train, ? So the tutoring is a success and he passed. After that, of course, he gets really jealous and she's like getting a bad feeling with her crush. She gets drunk because she trusts him and then she wants to sex him and he's like, "Sure." And she comes. She's fixed. That's how the book continues. The tutoring is of course a success, and at some point they also make out because she's like, "I need to train making out when I make out with Justin." Yeah. She's also a very beautiful singer. That's also a plot that's going on in the back. She's like a music major, so I don't know why he, who's not a music major, and her are taking the same class. Really confusing to me. She has like a performance coming up by the end of the book, and it's really beautiful, and her partner that she's supposed to sing a duet with is a bitch, and that's an ongoing plot on the side, but it's like with all of these books, it's very evident how it's gonna end and everything's gonna be well. She talks to her mom on the phone. Her parents are of course also broke. Everyone's broke on her side of the family. She tells her mom, "Tell me about the new manager you were bitching about in your last email." Email? In 2015, you're writing emails to your mom when evidently she has a phone that you are calling her over? Devin and I had the kind of chemistry that could set a room on fire. I was with him for 8 months, insanely attracted to the guy, but no matter how hard I tried, I wasn't able to get past my ... fine, I'll call a spade a spade, my sexual dysfunction. I couldn't have an orgasm with him. It is so fucking mortifying even thinking about it. Eventually he grew tired of working so hard and not seeing any results, so he dumped me. This man broke up with his girlfriend because he couldn't make her come. After 8 months? She's so nonchalant about the R wording, right? Then her ex-boyfriend can't make her come. Now this all of a sudden is a dysfunction. Something's wrong with her. Nothing's wrong with you, baby girl. It's hard for us. And then Garrett makes her come vaginally, which is also very incredible. Like, he did 2 miracles at once, you know? I'm gonna sum up the plot for you now, and then I'll just read out quotes that I thought were really interesting. His dad also appears sometimes. He's an ex-hockey player who is making Garrett be a hockey player, and he used to beat him, and so he doesn't like him. And at some point they also go visit him for Thanksgiving, and then he like argues with his new girlfriend in front of them, and it turns out that the dad also hits his new girlfriend, and then they break off contact, and then everything is well. They obviously get together, her and Garrett, but not without some fighting and jealousy in between. Garrett also punches someone in the face after he finds out that the person that he's punching in the face lied about the R wording that happened to Hannah, which is why she never got justice. Like, the dude that he punches in the face lied in court, okay? And then he gets a 1-game suspension, which is like not that big of a deal to me. That's what I wrote down. Which obviously, like, he, you know, punch that bitch in the face, I don't care. But they all make it out to be like, oh my god, a 1-game suspension. how are we supposed to survive this? It's like, it's just a one game. God forbid, it's just one game. Yeah, that actually makes you a total pig compared to the girls I know. The most they ever eat is half a starter salad. That's because they need to stay rail thin, so guys like you will find them attractive. Okay. 2016 versus skinny jeans. Bonjour. The two of them exchange a manly hand slap type of thing. Not a shake, but not quite a fist bump either. It's very manly to fist bump your best friend. As I mentioned earlier, they make out to practice, and it goes, when he nibbles on my bottom lip, I feel an answering tug in my nipples. So I'm not sure how her lip-nipple connection works. Confused. And then after kissing they go, yeah, I don't think you have anything to worry about. At some point he also talks about the work he has to do for philosophical ethics, and the line, so in theory there is an argument to be made for Jenna's side, if you know what I mean. He then follows up with like, I don't agree with it, but nobody forced you to put this in the book in the first place. Why did she feel like she had to, like, we're doing R wording, we're doing this, we're doing Nazis at one point? It's never ending. No, not okay. 1, you clearly don't respect my time, and 2, you clearly don't want to pass this class. Otherwise your pants would be zipped and your textbook would be open. She says to him after she finds him like making out with a girl in his room. Justin has finally acknowledged my existence, and if I bail on this party, I'll be passing up the opportunity to talk to him outside of school. Also, his face is strong and masculine and sexy. Strong and masculine and sexy, I know exactly what he looks like. And yes, I want to keep being Hannah's friend, but ... I also want to sleep with her. She looks fucking gorgeous in her leggings. They just keep coming. What if there really is something wrong with me and I can never ever have a normal sex life like a normal freaking woman? You've been swearing up and down this book. Why are we using freaking? Yet again, such a non-issue. Like, I understand that not being able to have an orgasm is difficult, or is hard that you can't do that. It's hard for you that you're not able to do that, but it's also just hard to have one in general. I feel like now we have talked about it a little bit more. There's a little bit more like acknowledgement between women, and everyone is banding together. Not like 2015 / maybe that was the case because I was 14. I wasn't really thinking about that at the time, if I'm being honest. But I feel like this could have easily been a book that I picked up at 14, even though they do have explicit sex in this. No one was monitoring what I was reading, and I was reading Wattpad fanfiction anyway. So I feel like definitely like at 14 is kind of the age where you start exploring that, and you're like, hee, I'm reading this, you know? And then you read a book like this where, first of all, she's talking so nonchalantly about the R wording, and then also something is wrong with her because she can't come, and it's like, this is gonna mess with your head further down the line, which it didn't for me. Oh, I thought you could see my drink. I'm not normal, I'm broken. I keep telling myself that the R word didn't destroy me, but it did. A piece of shit didn't just steal my virginity, he stole my ability to have sex and feel pleasure like a healthy red-blooded woman. This is insane. That entire paragraph is insane. I hope you get where I'm coming from. Not being able to have an orgasm, something you can work on, and this being associated with her being R-worded in the past, and like that being your reason, and you just need a big beefy man with a big hunk to come your way and like lick your cooch really good, and then it's gonna be fixed. Like, it's insane that this is the plot point. Out of all the things you could have done, was it really necessary to do this thing? Apparently it was. So I wonder how they're gonna do it in the show. Insane. Then he gets drunk and goes, even if I wanted to take advantage of Hannah right now, I'd be totally useless. What? I was looking around if anyone can believe this. Nobody can. Writing that line again. Even if I wanted to take advantage of Hannah, why is this even an option? Why are we even thinking like that? She confesses to him because obviously to her this is like a confession that she can't comment what happened to her in her past, and that she wants to have sex with him because she believes that she trusts him and he can fix her. And he goes, but shit, can that someone really be me? I don't know the first thing about the etiquette required for sleeping with an R-word victim. I completely forgot about all of this until right now, I'm going to be honest. This book was such a sneeze? What was I trying to say? Slooze? No. Snooze? How do you say? It was just such a blah for me that I completely forgot about this entire issue, and now that I'm reading these sentences again, I'm like in disbelief again. Like I was when I was reading it, it's like coming back to me as I'm saying it, as I'm reading it out to you. Using R wording as like a plot point is just so insane. insane. Just a plot point to get her to sleep with the hot dude. Out of all the things you could have done, you think that that is the right move. What the fuck? Just when I think it can't feel any better, he proves me wrong by moving aside the scrap of fabric covering my pussy. There's no way that huge man monster is fitting inside of me. His pee-pee. Stop laughing at me. I insist. I might have big boobs and a grabbable ass, but have you seen my hips? Tiny and narrow, which stands to reason that my lady canal. She has non-childbearing hips. She has huge tits, huge ass, slim little hips. Oh, she's so petite still. Does fit though. He puts that thing inside her. I'm your fucking fluffer. Fluffer? I say blankly. Like in porn, he mutters. They bring in the fluffer to suck off the dudes between takes so they stay hard. What's happening? He finds out that she still agreed to a date with Justin, her original crush, even though they had like already had sex, her and Garrett. And he's jealous, and she's like, yeah, I agreed to the date before we fucked, so I'm gonna decline the date now. I just haven't had the chance. And then he goes, I'm the fluffer. What? I don't know if that's actually happening. Because having a girlfriend fucking rocks. Seriously. I get to have sex whenever I want without having to work for it. Not like he had to work for it before. I have someone to vent to after a shitty day or a devastating loss on the ice. I can make the worst jokes on the planet and chances are Hannah ... It's, you know, whatever. A man having a thought that I thought when I was 12 at 22? It's not the first time that happened. They have like a issue at the end also. You know, they went to his dad for Thanksgiving, where it turns out he punches everyone in the face. And then they travel back and they don't have contact with the dad anymore. But the dad seeks out Hannah specifically to tell her that he's going to cut Garrett off if she doesn't break up with him, because he's not performing as well on the ice, you know? And of course, this is irritating her. She's scared he's going to be cut off from tuition and everything. She doesn't want it to happen, so she distances herself from Garrett without communicating with him. Because it turns out, and the reader also knows this, which I also thought was an ass move by Mrs. L. Kennedy, that he has a trust fund that's going to be up for grabs in like 2 months or something when his birthday is. He got this from his grandparents and his dad doesn't know about it. But we as the reader know about it because he already thought about it. Hannah doesn't know about it, so she isn't like, oh my god, in 2 months he has his trust, so it doesn't really matter if he gets cut off. She just cuts him off. She just doesn't communicate. So how is this relationship supposed to work in the first place? The excuse she uses is of course not your dad threatened to cut you off if I keep talking to you. She tells him that she wants to see different people now that she's fixed with her orgasm issue. She wants to see other people and date other people, and so then he doesn't believe her. Garrett doesn't believe her and keeps seeking her out. Again, like the beginning when he was stalking her for the tutoring, keeps asking her, how many guys have you hooked up with? How many guys have you slept with this week? Because he doesn't believe her that she wants to do that, which she doesn't want to do that. She just had to come up with an excuse. I don't know why her excuse wasn't just like, I want to break up because I don't like you that much and I want to be with Justin. I don't know why she didn't come up with that anyway. Of course she doesn't date any man, and at the end of the day, they are boyfriend-girlfriend, and I don't care. Do we think that they contracted any STDs? He's definitely the type of guy to put it in the stink and then put it in the gooch, like without any protection, and that's definitely going to cause some issues. I just don't understand how you can utilize these really important issues and like serious topics just because you want your main female character to sleep with the dude. No, it's unbelievable to me. I'm sure you guys agree. I'm really interested in how they're going to do it in the show, because obviously this is problematic, the way she dealt with the topics, in my opinion at least. In my view, the way I read it, whenever it was brought up, it was just like so weird the way they were talking about it. This was another like sneeze, whatever, of a contemporary book. I've known who I am from a very young age, and that is a contemporary hater. Number one. Romance books just, they don't give me anything. They are boring. They are always predictable. And that is why, even though you have never seen me talk positively about a book, I do prefer fantasy. Because in fantasy, at least you have some stakes. You know? Some people could be dying left and right. Someone gets killed. Someone gets their head cut off. That's not gonna happen in a contemporary usually. Depends, you know? Usually it's not gonna happen. It doesn't gonna happen. Ooh. Anyway, guys, you let me know if you read this book. If you read it now, because the adaptation is supposed to be coming out sometime, or if you read it maybe some years ago and I'm bringing back sorry. Maybe I just brought back memories for you guys, if you have read this book before. And if you haven't read it before, let me know how you think she dealt with these topics. These very serious topics. Time to say goodbye to the messy bun of 2020. Yeah, 2015. What year is it? I mean, messy hair don't care, right? 2015, rise up. Let's go to Coachella. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Make sure to leave a like and watch all of my other videos right now. Also, of course, a thank you to my members who are by my side through thick and thin. I love you very much. Thank you for supporting me. They get all my videos a day early. If that's something you're interested in supporting me, then consider becoming a member. I'm also going to start putting out extra content for them. So if you want more of me. Anyway, guys, I hope you stay happy, you stay healthy. Peace and love. Don't look at the hairline. And hopefully I'll see you again in my next video. Bye bye.